An event happened along the way, though, that was very significant, and that event occurred somewhere around 17 to 20,000 years ago. And the event that happened was that humans became self-aware. The picture we like to see is someone looked in a pool of water and they saw the reflection there and they went, oh wow, I'm a separate person, I can have my own thoughts, I can even have my own possessions. So before, they always lived in the moment, they lived in their group, they were hunter-gatherers. Now all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, I'm a separate person. I can have some thoughts and I can share them with you or decide not to. I have these new choices because I am self-aware. But what is not well understood is the tremendous burden that placed on these early people. They hadn't even gotten into agriculture yet, so we're talking about hunter-gatherers. And all of a sudden they have all these modern psychological burdens that we deal with today. The fear, chronic fear, so maybe they were attacked by another tribe 3 years ago and they live in fear. Oh, that could happen again, and they may come over and kill all our people. It may never happen, but they're in fear about it. So they're no longer living in the moment. And this burden was so intense that it drove these early people to insanity. And if you don't believe that, I'll give you an example, and you've probably heard references to this before. These people in their minds concocted gods, gods of the weather and gods of the crops, gods of the tribe over the next hill is going to come and kill all our people and whatever. And they worshiped these gods, and they literally sacrificed and murdered their own children and their young women and their neighbors, trying to bribe and appease these gods to somehow protect them. I mean, you can slice and dice that any way you want, but that's insanity. Now, some enterprising humans saw what was happening and came along and said to these people, you know what, we see the fear you're in, we see this fright and this insanity and this chronic anguish, but we can make you safe and powerful and prosperous. Life can be easier. And all we need from you is we need some of your young men and women to come. We're going to go out here and build these big pyramids to show how powerful we are. And we need some more of you. We're going to go fight in wars of conquest, and we'll conquer the people that are against us and bring them into make them part of our empire or whatever. And oh, by the way, we're going to need some of the things you hunt and gather. We're going to need some money because, it takes money to do all this stuff. But that's a small price to pay because you're going to be safe, you're going to be prosperous, you're going to be powerful. Now, I have to believe, because no species gives up their passion and their purpose and everything, but these early people did, and I think it makes sense when you consider how the extent of this fear and insanity that they had taken on when they became self-aware.